आप सभी का स्वागत है। दिवाली एकदम खुशी दिन दूर है और ये एक ऐसा टाइम है जहां पर इक्विटी मार्केट खास करके जो स्टॉक पिकिंग है बहुत ही मजेदार हो जाता है ये पीरियड। अब ये दिवाली स्पेशल इसलिए भी है क्योंकि पिछले 12 महीनों में equity markets have not really generated a return. So last 12 months Nifty returns, mid cap Nifty returns or the small cap Nifty returns have been flat to negative. So all the more reason that the time correction seems to be over, and now with the reforms that the government has given in the last 6 odd months, the two big reforms being the GST rate rationalization and the income tax regime, that has put consumption and overall the Aam Aadmi in the forefront. So equity markets will be keenly looking at this quarter, which is the Q3, and we expect Q3 numbers to be quite good. So monsoon has been fantastic. We've also have the low base effect which will come into play. The last 4 quarters, the average growth rate for Nifty has been around 4.5%. So that also brings in a lot of room for the upside. Now RBI has already indicated that they would be keen on cutting rates aggressively, and if that happens, that should put in more liquidity into the system, which translates into equity plus scenario going ahead. So Q3 numbers which will be announced in January should be good, लेकिन मार्केट जो है वो रुकेगा नहीं, मार्केट उसके पहले ही चलना चालू हो जाएगा। और एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉसिबिलिटी है कि यूएस के साथ ट्रेड डील का अनाउंसमेंट भी हमें बहुत जल्द देखने को मिले। सो ऑल इन ऑल अगर ये सारी चीजें पुट करते हैं तो हमें लगता है कि ओवरऑल मार्केट स्पेस जो है वो काफी रिस्क रिवॉर्ड के सेटअप के हिसाब से बढ़िया है। और इनमें से कौन से वो स्टॉक्स हैं जो इस दिवाली से अगली दिवाली तक आपका पोर्टफोलियो दमदार तरीके से बढ़ा सके और एक तरह से आपका जो ओवरऑल रिटर्न्स है उसको पुश कर सके। सो लेट्स गेट ऑन विद द प्रेजेंटेशन विदाउट फर्दर अड्यू एंड सी what Pataka stocks do we have for today. हम लोग बात करते हैं जो दिवाली पिक्स हमने पास्ट में दिए, यानी कि पिछले जो मल्टीपल इयर्स थे, 5 इयर्स टू बी स्पेसिफिक, उनमें रिटर्न्स कैसा था। तो देखिए लास्ट ईयर दिवाली 2024 की जो दिवाली थी उस समय मार्केट थोड़ा सा टर्बुलेंस, थोड़ा सा वोलेटिलिटी के बीच था। तो इनफैक्ट जो हमारे दिवाली पिक्स थे उनके रिटर्न्स भी म्यूटेड थे, अराउंड 6% रिटर्न थे हमारे पिछले साल में। बट खास करके 2023 का रिटर्न वाज फैंटास्टिक एट 24% रिटर्न अगेन। सो दिवाली पिक्स मैं आपको ग्राफ दिखाऊंगा जैसे स्क्रीन शेयरिंग की परमिशन मिल जाती है मुझे। तो पिछले 3 सालों में 2 साल एवरेज रहे हैं, यानी कि 6% 7% रिटर्न रहा है। 2022 में 7%, लेकिन 2021 में 21% रिटर्न, 2020 में 26% रिटर्न। तो यानी कि कुल मिला के अगर आपने एवरी ईयर ये दिवाली पिक्स में इनिशिएट इन्वेस्टमेंट किया तो आपका एवरेज रिटर्न पिछले 5 साल में 17% का था। और अगर मैं इसे CAGR बेसिस पर करूं तो और भी ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है। लेकिन having said that, 17% return is also a very good return to have, given the kind of market volatility that we've had once the initial 2 to 3 year time frame that went post-COVID, and we saw the market getting into a round of volatility. So on an average, we've been able to do that. Now last year returns have been subdued, which means there is a very high possibility that this year we come back with a bang. Okay, here we go. This is the presentation for the Diwali Special Webinar, which is the JM Technical Diwali Picks, and this is what I was talking about, the past returns of the last 5 years. So on an average, our returns have been 17% plus over the last 5 years. The best return was in the year 2020 at 26% returns. Obviously 2020 we were in a raging bull market post what happened in COVID. Post that, even 21 was a very good year where we clocked a 21% return. 22 and 24 is where we had single digit returns. But having said that, 23 also was a very good year जहां पर 23% रिटर्न दिवाली पिक्स ने जनरेट किए। आप में से काफी लोग ऑलरेडी जुड़े हुए हैं सोशल मीडिया पर, काफी लोग जुड़े हुए हैं हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल पर, ट्विटर पर, और इंस्टाग्राम पर। तो आपने भी देखा होगा इस जर्नी में, आप में से काफी हमारे एग्जिस्टिंग क्लाइंट्स भी हैं, और जो एग्जिस्टिंग क्लाइंट नहीं है मैं तो बोलूंगा कि मिस आउट मत कीजिए, आज ही अपना जेएम अकाउंट खोलिए और जेएम फैमिली के साथ जुड़ जाइए हमारे साथ इक्विटी जर्नी में। So without further ado, we'll get on to the first Diwali pick. Now, one differentiation that we have in this year's Diwali picks is हमने each Diwali pick में the number of stocks that we've recommended has been 8, 10, 12, at times 15 also. This year we've gone against the tide. We've gone very, very different. In fact, this year the Diwali picks number of stocks are only 5. So 5 concentrated bets that you can take this Diwali, where we feel the conviction level is high. Now the criteria for identifying these stocks is 80% technicals, 20% fundamentals, and combine them together. The objective is कि आप यानी कि एक साल तक रुकना ना पड़े। हो सकता है, पॉसिबिलिटी बहुत हाई है जो हिसाब से निफ्टी का सेटअप है, आने वाले 1 या 2 क्वार्टर में आपका पोर्टफोलियो प्रॉफिटेबल हो और आपके रिटर्न जो है वो यहाँ पर आना शुरू हो जाए। So, सबसे पहला स्टॉक दिवाली पिक्स में हमारा 2025 में है सम्मान कैपिटल। द स्टॉक एज वी ऑल नो हैज बीन अ मेजर अंडर परफॉर्मर। आप इसका अगर मंथली चार्ट देखें, वीकली चार्ट देखें, काफी लंबे समय से, इनफैक्ट 2020 से लेके अब तक इस स्टॉक ने वेल्थ इनफैक्ट मार्केट को बहुत लैग किया है, और खास करके जो रिसेंट फंडामेंटल चेंज हुआ है, जो इन्वेस्टमेंट आया है दुबई बेस्ड, जो बड़ा पैसा यहाँ पर आया है, उसके बाद डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर एक बड़ा ब्रेकआउट है। टेक्निकली अगर हम देखेंगे तो जो एक बड़ी रेजिस्टेंस लाइन थी स्टॉक में, बड़े वॉल्यूम्स के साथ में ब्रेक हुई है, और ये जो ब्रेकआउट आया है, इस ब्रेकआउट के बाद स्टॉक ने सस्टेन किया है। तो ये एक लॉन्ग टर्म चार्ट है। अगर आप मंथली चार्ट देखेंगे तो मल्टीपल रेजिस्टेंस स्टॉक ने बड़े वॉल्यूम्स यानी कि इंस्टीट्यूशनल पार्टिसिपेशन के साथ निकाले हैं, बड़े एवरेजेस स्टॉक ने क्रॉसओवर किया है। और चाहे आप इसका मंथली चार्ट देखें, डेली देखें, वीकली देखें, सारे टाइम फ्रेम्स में यहाँ पर एक बड़ा ब्रेकआउट का कंफर्मेशन है। और फ्रेंड्स, जब बड़ा ब्रेकआउट होता है और जब बड़ा ब्रेकआउट बड़े वॉल्यूम्स के साथ होता है, दिस इज वेयर वी आर इंटरेस्टेड इन, बिकॉज यहाँ पर आपका रिस्क जो रिलेटिव बेसिस पर है वो कम है, यानी कि जो मल्टी मंथ कंसोलिडेशन स्टॉक ने जो किया है वो बेस की तरह काम करता है। और वंस ब्रेकआउट आने के बाद स्टॉक एक तरह से ब्लू स्काई टेरिटरी में चला जाता है, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ ओल्ड हैंड्स आर प्रोबेबली आउट ऑफ द स्टॉक आफ्टर दिस ब्रेकआउट हैज हैपेंड। सो अ लॉट ऑफ वीक हैंड्स हैव एग्जिटेड इन दिस रैली, saying that okay, let us escape out of this. And if you see the granular texture of the stock, be it the RSI, be it the MACD, be it the overall participation in the same, that has gone into a very bullish territory. So we feel this stock can pack a punch. In fact, there is a potential upside of 84% over the next 12 months in Sammaan Capital, and we feel that the stock has long legs going right from here. Now, a small sort of disclaimer, especially for those who are into F&O trading. F&O recommendation नहीं है, derivatives में मत लीजिए. We would advise you to buy this stock in cash. इसका reason simple है कि ये जो बड़ा मूव आया, इसके बाद एक कंसोलिडेशन जरूर हो सकता है स्टॉक के अंदर, यानी कि whenever these big moves happen, we've seen historically that stocks again get sideways for a while, post which the next leg of rally comes in. When that rally comes in, probably could be 1 month from here, 2 months from here, we don't know. But this consolidation is something that can get you stuck if you get into a derivatives trade in this. So derivatives में मत जाइए, डिलीवरी में बाय करके रखिए। और हमें लगता है कि जो टेक्निकल सेटअप है और जो रिसेंट फंडामेंटल चेंज हुआ है स्टॉक में, ये सारा एडअप करके हमें लगता है कि यहाँ पर अच्छा ट्रैक्शन बना रहना चाहिए। दूसरा स्टॉक मेटल स्पेस से है, और आज की तारीख में गोल्ड, सिल्वर के बाद जो मेटल सबसे ज्यादा चल रहा है वो है कॉपर। अगर हम कॉपर का चार्ट देखें, लॉन्ग टर्म चार्ट देखें कॉपर का, तो काफी सारे कॉपर में बुलिश सेटअप्स है, और काफी सारा इनफैक्ट आने वाला 12 महीना कॉपर के जो प्राइसेस है वो काफी फर्म रहने चाहिए। और हिंदुस्तान कॉपर जो कि कॉपर माइनिंग में है, हमें लगता है कि जो इसका एक मल्टी ईयर कंसोलिडेशन पैटर्न है, पिछले 11 साल के आसपास का कंसोलिडेशन पैटर्न है, इस स्टॉक ने ये पैटर्न कंप्लीट किया, इनफैक्ट मैच्योर हुआ ये पैटर्न, और उसके बाद इनफैक्ट जो रीसेंट स्पर्ट आया है वॉल्यूम्स में, द रीसेंट मूव दैट हैज हैपेंड, की मूव एवरेजेस बीइंग टेकन आउट, big shift in the RSI on the long-term charts, big volume participation that is happening in the same. It all adds up to a stock which is probably headed towards bigger targets. So in the short term, the stock may head up to 400, 425. In the medium term, around 500. But from a 12-month perspective, and friends, this is a cyclical stock, and in all cyclical businesses or cyclical stocks, these movements, price movements are very, very aggressive, which means stocks move very fast and sharply in those periods. And as we all know, the last time we had a metal cycle post-COVID, the likes of Tata Steel went up by 8x, the likes of JSW Steel went up places. So metals or cyclicals in general, whenever their time comes, the moves are mega moves and the returns are very, very strong. So this remains our top, the second conviction pick in the Diwali picks, Hindustan Copper, where we feel that there is a big upside to be had going ahead from here. Moving on to the third stock. Now we are talking of Diwali picks, we are talking of big upside, and the biggest sector in the country, the biggest sector in the Nifty, banks and financial, that cannot be left out. So if you look at banking, PSU banks are the ones that have the best upside and the relative basis पर सबसे least downside. So not only from a fundamental perspective but also from a technical perspective, we feel that Bank of India is one stock in the PSU banking space which is placed very well. We saw a very big move happening in State Bank of India recently. We saw that in the entire recovery of Bank Nifty post the RBI thing happened, it was PSU banks which have led the entire turnaround in Bank Nifty. And PSU banks, there is more upside to be had in the same. So again, a major gross underperformer over the entire long-term period that we are seeing over here from 2020 till date. This has reversed, and this has reversed with increasing volumes on every spike. तो अगर आप चार्ट देखेंगे तो ये जो भी स्पाइक्स इस स्टॉक में आए हैं, हर एक स्पाइक में वॉल्यूम में भी बड़े बड़े स्पाइक्स देखने को मिले हैं, और ये बड़े वॉल्यूम के जो स्पाइक्स हैं ये इंस्टीट्यूशनल पार्टिसिपेशन को हाईलाइट करते हैं, और हमें लगता है कि आने वाले समय में यहाँ पर ये जो बुल रन शुरू हुआ है पीएसयू बैंक्स में, दिस इज हियर टू स्टे. सो like again, we've kept it very simple. We are going with a sector which is strong, which is a leader, and which is expected to remain so over the next 6 to 12 month period as well. So from this perspective, we feel Bank of India is positioned very well. ये थोड़ा सा tier 2 आ जाता है, यानी कि SBI और कैनरा बैंक और बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा जितना बड़ा भी नहीं है, and at the same time it is not too small as a Bank of Maharashtra or any of the other PSU banks as well. So this is right in between, which has got a blend of not as high beta as a smaller banking stock, PSU banking stock that is, and not as slow as a SBI जो relative basis पर सबसे कम move करता है. So Bank of India is our third top pick on the Diwali picks that we have today, and this basically comprises of the top 3 picks. Now moving on to the second last one, which is Borosil Renewables. Now, if you see this stock very closely, if you see the monthly chart of this stock very closely, it has been an elongated period of consolidation and accumulation in the same. Now, the longer time frame charts are suggesting that the base formation for the stock is done. So, initial bull run that the stock had post-COVID, post that it formed a top. And post that top formation, the consolidation is suggesting that this period of accumulation is now done. There is a strong accumulation. Every time there has been a spike in volumes. In fact, there are multiple spikes as you can see on the graph. And this is a weekly chart. So these are multi-days of strong hands getting into the stock. And now, post this recent breakout that we've had in the stock, we feel that the time is right for the stock to shift gears. So this is again one of those stocks which can pack a punch it is relatively on the smaller side in terms of market cap, which makes it all the more attractive, especially when we will have the earnings numbers coming up for the same. Any positive expectations, any positive development from the results perspective could push the stock. And having said that, we feel that the stock has a potential to go up to rupees 1,000 on the upside in the next 12 months time frame. So renewables sector is something that the markets would be keeping a close eye on. The bets are so overall outlook is expected to be positive in the same. And Borosil Renewables is one of those stocks which has a lot of potential on the upside. तो ये हुआ हमारे 4 स्टॉक्स 5 में से. अब आ जाते हैं आज का जो लास्ट दिवाली पिक है और जो इस पूरे बास्केट को कंप्लीट करता है. अब न्यू एज स्टॉक्स विच इज टेक्नोलॉजी स्टॉक्स and something that we use on a day-to-day basis. If we do not combine that in our portfolio at this point in time, we will be missing out on some good healthy performance. So friends, the 5th stock is none other than Swiggy, something that we use, you and me use for ordering food, for getting food delivered, for getting groceries delivered as well. So Swiggy is one stock when we feel that the stock has sort of changed its entire face. In fact, there are multiple patterns at play here. Post the listing in the same, the stock saw a good up move. Then there was a sustained bear market in the same. Post that, the recovery has started in the stock, and now we feel that the time is right for the stock to again sort of create higher highs and continue the higher low, which is currently in the same. So the stock again is accompanied by high volumes. Overall structure and pattern is very positive for 500 plus, and with the overall market giving very premium valuations to the stocks like Zomato, Eternal, Swiggy, Nykaa, we feel that this is one space that cannot be missed out going into this Diwali 2025. So dear friends, to sum it up, these are the 5 picks. So for our existing clients, we have initiated this basket on the 10th of October. The basket is still doable. The prices have hardly moved. The basket is up around 2% after we initiated it, but still there is a big upside of 62% that can be had as per the closing prices of the 10th of October. So keep a stop loss. We advise to keep a stop loss of 20% at a basket level. Meaning अगर आपने 10 लाख रुपया इसमें इन्वेस्ट किया है तो 2 लाख रुपया यानी कि 2 लाख रुपए की रिस्क लीजिए. अगर जिस दिन बास्केट 2 लाख माइनस में चली जाए तो व्यू गलत हो जाएगा. We will post an update. You can exit the strategy, exit the portfolio. But on the upside, if things play out as per expectations, we feel that in the next 3 to 4 months time frame, this portfolio could be up by around 30%. But in the next 12 months time frame, this portfolio can be up by around 60% going ahead from here. So yes, it is an aggressive bet, but that is the kind of stocks that we have identified. Some of them are major multi-month underperformance coming out of consolidation. Some of them are the stocks which have seen elongated period of accumulation, and some of the stocks are leading the market, like banks, for example, where we feel that that is one space that cannot be missed. Plus, we also have a play on metals via Hindustan Copper, and we also have a play on the food delivery slash grocery slash technology space, which is represented by the Swiggy. So thank you so much for being there with us on this webinar today. We wish you a very, very happy Diwali. We wish you and your family a great time ahead. Our objective is to bring you the best of equity ideas in this journey of equity markets, and at the end of the day, make a positive impact in your portfolios and lives as well. In case you have any questions and queries, key into your questions on the social media, on Twitter, Telegram, or any of the social medias where you follow us. We will be more than happy to answer them at an appropriate time. But having said that, we feel that the time is right for the equity markets, especially Nifty, to come out of the woods. Once the deal with US is announced, there is a very high possibility that Nifty goes on to hit a new all-time high. In fact, I'm optimistic that by January 2025, there is a very high possibility that Nifty goes on to probably hit 28,000 on the upside as well. So I am bullish for the next quarter or so, and there are reasons for it. The downside at this point in time seems very relatively low, especially with the kind of outperformance that we've seen in the period where June, July, in fact July, August, when tariffs were at the highest in terms of the negativity around tariffs was the highest. And in spite of that, we managed to see the period through with very minimum damage on the downside. So globally, India is an underperforming market. So even if we have to catch the underperformance, plus the impact of the reforms that the government has given in the last 6 odd months, I think there is a very strong case for the markets to do well from here. So that's all from my side. It was a pleasure interacting, engaging with each one of you. Thank you so much, and see you on the next one.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.